They say you won't feel it at first. The shift, the moment where humanity quietly fractures into two distinct paths. But look closer. Something is already happening. The dreams are changing. The air feels heavier. Whispers drift through our collective consciousness like echoes from a prophecy half remembered. Nostradamus once wrote of a division so profound that mankind itself would no longer recognize its reflection. Not in the mirror, not in each other. This isn't a story of nations or ideologies. It's a story of souls, of those who awaken and those who never will. Before you're pulled into the shadows, like, share, and subscribe to future echoes. What you're about to hear may not reach you again in this form. Consider becoming a member to help us decode deeper truths. We are about to peel back time and uncover warnings hidden for centuries. Confront the unrelenting question: which side are you really on? The awakened or the lost? In Nostradamus' Quatrain 41, Century 8, lies a cryptic stanza often overlooked or misinterpreted. The great multitude will awaken, one part driven to light, one to blackened waters. Not all who see will see, and not all who sleep will stay asleep. Scholars argue, but mystics whisper the truth. This was never about a physical war, but a metaphysical schism, a fracture in humanity's spiritual timeline. Reality becomes multi-layered, where people occupy the same space but live in diverging frequencies. Some rise above the veil, shedding illusions and stepping into clarity. Others drown in distraction, led astray by voices that mimic truth but speak only control. This is the divergence Nostradamus foresaw. Many believe the split begins with a flash, an event, a disaster, a war. But no, it starts silently, with 1,000 small cuts across civilization, subtle shifts in behavior and attention. The awakened speak of synchronicities, dreams bleeding into daylight, moments where time loops or shatters. They feel urges to break from systems that once defined them, a rising inner pressure. Meanwhile, the lost double down on the external: more news, drama, consumption. The illusion of safety in endless motion. Nostradamus described the split as irreversible, like trains veering onto separate tracks, still in sight, but never meeting again. By the time most realize their path, the others have disappeared into another world. Who are the lost? Not evil, but hypnotized, sleepwalkers in a foreign dream. Victims of a spell woven through education, entertainment, and technology. They believe in progress without direction, freedom without awareness, information without wisdom. Nostradamus described them as figures with eyes wide open, but pupils clouded like smoked glass, unable to discern truth from imitation. The awakened, however, feel the world differently. They sense when something is off, haunted not by fear, but by knowing too much. They carry ancient instincts and futuristic visions, activated often against their will by a force calling them from slumber. The path is lonely, painful, filled with illusions to drag them back. Share your story in the comments. We're not meant to awaken alone. The modern world speaks of information overload and distraction, but few connect these to a deeper spiritual sickness, a frequency war. Nostradamus hinted at this with references to metal tongues and spheres singing across the void, possibly electromagnetic influence. The split may be vibrational, the awakened tune into silence, intuition as their compass, truth resonating undeniably. The lost are kept asleep by noise drowning out their soul's signal. Nostradamus warned, when the music of the sky turns sour, beware the binding of the spirit. He spoke of inversion, good and evil, truth and lie, light and darkness flipped deliberately. The beast wears robes of virtue, the wise dressed as fools. Look around. What do we celebrate? Who do we elevate? Society punishes truth tellers and rewards deceivers. a metaphysical spell. The awakened feel this inversion viscerally, like walking through a distorted dream. The lost accept it as normal, drinking from poisoned wells and praising the taste. Nostradamus urged that only those who pierce the mirror with fire, purification, will see clearly. The awakened are being remade through this painful process, preparing for a new reality. He spoke of a false dawn that warms no one, a light promising awakening but blinding followers. Today, we see this in movements and spiritual facades that lead to confusion, not clarity. The real path is solitary, filled with doubt and silence. Nostradamus warned that unity without fire divides the earth, uniformity disguised as peace, not true harmony. Have you seen these false dawns? Share in the comments. Notice the children with knowing eyes, sensitivities defying explanation, memories not of this life. Nostradamus called them seeds of the second dawn. After the Great Confusion, a generation emerges seeing both the broken world and the hidden one they must restore. These children suffer, misdiagnosed, misunderstood by systems that fear them. The awakened recognize them. They're here to usher in the shift. Our task is to protect and guide them. If you're one of them, claim your power. Humanity is splitting, and they are the bridge. Nostradamus saw cities trembling, systems buckling, like sandcastles under a black tide. Not apocalypse, but revelation. The old world cannot sustain the new frequency. As the split intensifies, many cling to the familiar as it crumbles. The awakened see collapse as a path clearing, a trial by chaos to dismantle the false and reveal the true. Economies may fall, truths erupt. For the lost, it's destruction. For the awakened, it's clean air. Nostradamus said, "The eagle sheds its feathers and in nakedness flies higher." Have you noticed the split in perception? Two people see the same event. One sees manipulation, another salvation. This is the manifestation of fractured realities. The awakened see reality as layered, mutable. They feel memories from futures not yet here. Nostradamus wrote, "The world shall be one, yet seen as two. One through shadow, one through flame." Reality is no longer singular. What's true for one is illusion for another. The lost walk in a world shaped by authority. The awakened co-create a parallel stream, invisible until the veil breaks. Have you felt like you're living in a different world? Share your story. These fractures are signposts. Nostradamus hinted at hidden protectors, those of the third eye, marked by light. These guardians, healers, artists, wanderers, work in silence to keep gateways open. The lost may still cross over if the path remains visible. The awakened are called to be beacons. You don't ascend alone, you reach back. Nostradamus urged, "The sun rises through the eyes of the few, warming the many." If you feel this call, share how you've held the door open. The greatest illusion is separation. Nostradamus warned the cleverest lie is that the soul is alone. Isolation is the final trap, not technology or war, but the belief you awaken alone. The awakened are scattered but connected through a higher field of thought and heart. Reach out, speak truth. Share this message with those lost in the noise. Future echoes exist because you are not alone. Like, share, and subscribe before the illusion pulls you back. Consider becoming a member to join this unfolding mystery. Nostradamus described two earths, one spiraling into control and fear, another blooming with light and remembrance. The split is experiential, not physical, chosen by vibration and intention. Do you move toward truth, healing, sovereignty, or surrender to comfort and noise? The awakened step into clarity. The lost remain in confusion. This is Nostradamus's crossroads. You're at the edge of it. You found this video by design. These truths your soul has been waiting to hear. Like, share, and subscribe to future echoes to stay connected. If this resonates, comment below. Have you awakened, or are you beginning to remember? Join as a member to support bringing these ancient truths to light. A super thanks keeps this journey alive.